Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited for today's video because I'm finally doing another plant video. I have a pretty sizable collection of plants and I want to show off what I have to you and maybe inspire you to get some of your own. So today I'm showing you all of my hanging plants. So ones that, hang and trail and get really long and pretty. So if you're interested in what I've collected in that kind of category, then keep on watching. So the first hanging plant that I want to share with you is called an inch plant, and this is what it looks like. It's a really pretty purple and green striped. You can see that mine's pretty happy and putting out new leaves and growing from the top actually too, so I'm really happy. This grew pretty fast considering when I got it. It's flowering. Oh my gosh. Wow, that made me so happy. She's obviously very happy. She's flowering. Wow, that's so exciting. How did I not notice that? Oh, there's a bunch of little buds there. Do you see that? Those are all many little flowers. Wow. Okay. Day made. Yeah, this needs to be watered like once a week. It likes to have moist soil. Don't drench it, but just make sure it's moist. You can mist this about once a week. It does like higher humidities. It prefers partial sun, partial shade in terms of light. So you don't want it to put this in direct sunlight 24/7. Well, not 24/7. There's no sun on it 24/7, but you know what I mean. Don't burn it. Don't put it in super direct sunlight. And this is toxic to pets, so make sure that this is hung up nice and high and that no one gets a good chomp out of this. But yeah, this is my inch plant, my very happy flowering inch plant. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna hang her back up. The next plant is my TRADESCANTIA tricolor. This is related to the inch plant right there. You can see it kind of looks similar, but this is not purple. This is like greens and yellows, and there's actually a couple leaves in here, if you can see, that are almost white. This has the same care needs as the inch plant before, and yeah. Just another color variation. Really pretty. And it's growing pretty fast. So there's my second one. Up next is one of my PATHOS. This is a satin or silver PATHOS, and it's called that because on the leaves in the light, these little gray parts look pretty shimmery and silvery. So I think it's a really pretty plant. I like how it trails. You can see this is a new leaf right here and right here. I got this when it was small and didn't even have to be hung up yet. And it got really big and now it needs to be hung. This can be watered like once every week and a half. Make sure that the top layer of the soil dries out in between so you don't get root rot. Mist this once a week. It does like some humidity. It is toxic to pets. So again, another reason to keep it hung up. And it prefers either partial sun or shade. It can even be in. So this is a good option if you have maybe a part of your home that doesn't get a whole lot of sunlight, but you want a hanging plant in. So definitely check out the satin or silver PATHOS. This is a Peperomia Hope. It does not need to be misted. Let the soil dry out on the top layer again. Water maybe once every week and a half. This needs partial sunlight and it's not toxic, so that's good. These leaves are really cool because they're curved, if you can see, and they're pretty thick as they get to be bigger ones. And look at all these little baby buds. Can you see them? There's one there, a super baby one in there, and here. And again, I've had this one since it was really little and didn't even have to be hung up. All my plants are growing up. But yeah, this is a Peperomia Hope. Pretty cool looking. Next is, I think, one of my most unique and coolest hanging plants. This is called a string of turtles. If I get kind of close, you can see that the leaves look like turtle shells, which is really cool. This baby only has to be watered once a week. Again, let the top layer of soil dry out. You do have to mist this one, I believe. Yeah, mist this like once a week. It needs at least partial sun, and it's not toxic. But this is one that people try to grab whenever they see it, just because it is so cool. Like, I love when leaves are just so unique looking like this. Anything that's like string of, I'm a sucker for. You can see I have a couple more coming up that are like that. But yeah, my string of turtles. Next is my Calico kitten, and I'm just gonna preface it by saying she looks really, really sad right now, and it's because she is really, really sad. She had a mealybug infestation, which is like a white little pest, and they're so annoying because they like to hide in the little divots of the plant, and as you can see, like, there are so many places to hide in this plant, so it took a lot for me to get rid of them. I had to spray this over and over and over again with neem oil, and then that wasn't really doing the trick, so I did a mixture of dish soap and water, and it killed it, but she went through it in the process. So she's got a lot of stuff that's kind of gotta fall off, but there's still hope for her. There's still green here, and there's still a couple spots where she's putting out new buds, like right there. So she used to be so pretty and purple and happy, and now I'm a little sad for her, but that's what happens. You got to check your plants when you bring them home. Check them for bugs. I don't know how she came in with them or how another plant gave them to her, but it happens to the best of us. Calico kittens watered once every 9 days. Let the top dry out, like with any plant kind of. Don't mist it. It needs full sun. So this is one of those plants that you need like direct sunlight, a lot of it, for it to be happy. And it is not toxic. So say a little prayer for my Calico kitten. I hope she bounces back because I love her, and they're kind of hard to find, but there is hope. I just gotta leave her alone. So this is my Burrow's tail. As you can see, she's probably about ready to be put in a hanging pot, but I have this hanging over a ledge. This plant's really cool because it's super, super easy to propagate. If one of these little leaves just fall off, just like plop it in You can see that I've done it here with a couple, and they're growing completely new plants. It's like the easiest thing ever. And you can see like this one has got little roots coming out, so it's trying. But this one's awesome because look at how thick it gets, like as it grows more. It's so cool. So burro's tails or donkey tails, whatever you want to call them, watered once every 15 days. Let the soil completely dry out before you water it again. It is a succulent, so you don't want it to get soggy and for the leaves to fall off. It doesn't need mist, it's not toxic, and it needs at least partial sunlight. So these are pretty easy to find. I feel like these are always in like garden centers, or maybe sometimes if you're lucky, like Lowe's or Home Depot or Walmart, but they're really fun and I recommend them. They're pretty easy. So this is a burro's tail. So next is one of my absolute favorites. She makes me very happy. She's flowered for me in the past, which means I'm making her happy too. And this is my string of pearls. Can't even fit it all in the frame. She long. They grow from the bottom. So like all these little ones will be big fat pearls when they're older. All of these over on this side were actually attached down here, but it was so long that it was getting to the point where it was going to drag on the floor and my cats were going to attack it. So I had to cut it. Again, super easy to propagate. You just cut, take off a couple of the pearls, stick it right in the soil, and it roots and grows. So very easy. String of pearls are easy to overwater. I think when people have string of pearls, they kill them by overwatering them. So it's really important to have a drainage hole on your string of pearls. Obviously, you're not going to let that be open if it's hanging, but it's important that after you water, maybe you take her down, put it outside, let the excess water drain out because you don't want your pearls getting soggy. Water every 18th day, let the soil dry out in between waterings. Mist it once per week. Or sorry, don't miss this. Don't miss this one. The one that's next you want to mist. It needs full sun and it is toxic. This is a really rewarding plant if you have the right conditions for it. It's really cool to see how long it'll grow. But yeah, string of pearls, super cool. Second to last is my string of beads. This is my other string of plant. I'm really proud of this one because when I got this, I overwatered it and almost killed it. And there was just like one string that survived. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it happy. And I think it's like this one that's the longest. And all these other ones are now part of that. So pretty proud of how this one came back. This is similar to string of pearls in that you water it once every 18 days. This one does get misted though. So that's a little different, just like once a week. And it is toxic and needs full sun. This is string of beads. So my very last plant is easily my biggest. This is my variegated PATHOS. And if you don't know what variegated means, it just means that the leaves aren't a solid color. And they have all this cool pattern on it. This one's really cool. Ooh, look at her. I'm gonna show you. Love that. And there's actually one back here that's almost like split down the middle. How cool is that? Pothos are so easy. A great first hanging plant, and they're found like everywhere. Tons of different variations of them too. You want to water this once a week and mist it when you water it. This can do shade or partial sun, and it is toxic, so don't let anyone nibble on it. These are really easy to propagate. I'm actually in the middle of propagating one for my friend. So what you would do is you would cut in between a node. So a node is just this space between these two leaves. And let me actually show you my propagation setup. So this is what I've pulled to propagate for her. What I did was I cut a pretty good portion of my pothos because it was getting really long and I was gonna have to cut it anyway. And then I cut it up so that each section has a little bit of stem on each side and the node in the middle. I bound them all together with a rubber band, and then I stick them right in water. You just want to make sure none of the leaves are actually in the water, just the stems at the bottom. And if I look super closely, you probably can't see, but some roots are starting. So once they're long enough, pothos are easy. You can like leave them in this jar, or you can just wait for the roots to grow and then plop it right in the soil. And then you have a nice, full, new pothos plant. So those are all of my hanging plants in my collection. I hope you enjoyed looking at them with me. I think it was really fun because I found the flower on my inch plant and I wouldn't have found that if I wasn't going through all of them for this video. I get my pots at a variety of places. Surprisingly, Nordstrom Rack has some good ones like that are really cheap. TJ Maxx, the garden supply center I go to, Homes Goods, Marshalls, sometimes Target. You just got to keep an eye out. I grab one whenever I can if I find a good hanging one because it's hard to find ones that aren't A, super expensive, or B, ugly. I have a very particular style that I like my pots to be. The hooks that I use are from Lowe's. They're like $4, I think. They're just like simple black hooks, and I just put them in my walls with anchors and the screws that they come with, and they hold my pots pretty well. So that is it for this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I think the video that I'll do next for plants is my biggest and my smallest, a little teaser. My big ones are back here. So I feel like that'll be a fun one to look at too. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Check out my other plant video. It's for beginners, what I recommend if you're just getting started. Thanks for watching. See ya. Bye.